Today is the day that we go to MCM Comic Con. MCM Comic Con London, the biggest Comic Con in the UK. The place where I met lots of other creators, where I said absolutely not to a Power Ranger, and where Tom Scar did this.
I'm a Welsh man!
But I live in South Wales, so first of all, I had to drive there. We then got to the hotel, unpacked our kit, and got ready for the next day. We are en route, finally. Obviously I didn't film anything in the hotel, because why the f do you guys want to see that? This is the first time we're going to scout out the walk, because it's meant to be a 25-minute walk, but the building's like there. But it's not, like, I think we've got to walk around the entire lot before we can even get to it. So, we're going to trial and error, we're going to see what happens. I've made it in. I had to depart from Joel, because he was at the other entrance. Turns out I was on the other side of the room. But I'm in now, I got the pass, so we're sailing, and I shouldn't have an issue for the rest of the weekend now. But now I've got to find him, and even though it's not that full right now, and it's actually quite nice, it is massive. So I don't know if I'm going to find him. I'm just going to keep walking, and then eventually, hopefully, we meet up. So let me try and break this down just a little bit more. I was very fortunate enough to be given a creator pass to MCM Comic Con. In fact, there it is, creator, 23rd to the 25th of May. And this is very special, not just for the fact that it is a creator pass, and it meant I got to go to the con for free because of it, but this is my first ever MCM. I've never been to an MCM Comic Con before, ever. It's always something I've wanted to do for various different reasons. Some reasons are coming up in this exact video. But what happens with MCM Comic Con is you get sent your passes in the mail, but not with a creator pass. With that, I had to pick it up in the venue, which is fine. But remember this cool little establishment shot I showed earlier? That's where me and Yugi Joe from this video were walking up to. And they told me it was the wrong entrance for the creator pass. And can I just say, every single person who worked for the Comic Con, and for even all the food stands in the Comic Con, were the biggest delight to speak to. Except for the two guys on the door that told me I couldn't get my creator pass at that door. That's fine. It's fine that I couldn't do it there, but they did not want to have to deal with the bullshit. But that's fine, I did that. I went to this massive garage door and I queued up in a line and got my creator pass. I didn't film any of this because, well, I was queuing in a line. And then I showed the pass to the guy on the other door, which let me into the big hall, which was the North Hall. A creator pass offers priority entry, the same thing that a weekend pass does, which means everybody on a Friday, Saturday and Sunday, they come in at a certain time, but the priority can come in 2 hours beforehand, okay? It was 9:30 at this point, and priority wasn't even till 10, and I didn't quite clock that as being the time, because I was like, I'm just having a fun time in Comic-Con, this is super cool. There was like no one in there. There was a couple of other creators walking around and the vendors. I had to walk to the other side of the hall because that's where I knew Yugi Joe was. Turns out he wasn't even on my side of the wall, which we'll get to, you'll see a part of this video. But as I'm walking, there's people setting up stands, there's people, you know, doing their things, getting ready for the con, and not once, but twice, I walk past Tom Scar, with one time just making direct eye contact. Brother, when I tell you, I just walked past Tom Scar, made eye contact, and my knees buckled. But more on that as the video progresses. And as I said, there's only a couple of creators in there and the vendors. It was also a Friday anyway, so it was one of the least busiest days of MCM Comic Con. And Yugi Joe didn't have a creator pass. However, he was my cameraman for the weekend. We did shoot some stuff at which he was filming me, and I needed him in that room. And did I technically need him in that room at 9:30? No, but, well, just watch. Look who made it. Bro, I feel so imposter syndrome. It's like empty. Yeah. I've just seen a Batman walking around like he owns the gaff. I am the knight. He made it in.
So at first I went to the security guard. There was a security guard like not there, but on the other side I was like, I'm a cameraman for one of the creators. How do I get to the other side of this door? Because he's gone in before me. And they've just gone, oh, it's open at N6. The security guard at N6 I'd already spoken to, and I was like, cameraman. I walked in.
Yeah, we got Joel in, and at about 10 to 10, which 10 o'clock is when the con was starting, we decided let's take a stroll over to Tom Scar's booth. And I should also clarify, if you guys don't know who Tom Scar is, he is an incredible YouTuber. He is without a doubt my favorite YouTuber. I've been watching him for years. And if you don't know him as Tom Scar, you will probably know him as the creator of Astuff movie. He's also Tom from Ed's World. So if you don't know who he is from that, then I guess you will never know. So we're second in line for Tom Scar, we're chatting to the merch guy, I bought a poster, I bought a pin, and then I get to meet him, which is incredible. Here's the photo for proof. It was such a surreal moment. He was so nice and down to earth. Now we talk about this little video. Boys, what are the odds that I come down to MCM and the first person I meet is Welsh?
I'm a Welsh man!
Crazy. He has a video on his main channel called One Man 27 Impressions.
An American man.
Hey, I'm an American man.
A Chinese man.
Hey, I'm a Chinese man.
My first MCM Comic Con, I've come down from Wales, it's a great old time. Could we film this video? And he was so willing, to the point where when I was like getting my phone ready, I could see him in the corner of my eye going like, okay, I'm a Welshman. And look, this was 10 AM on a Friday morning, first day of a long weekend. I salute the man, because I was that guy. I was that guy. But he was that guy. Tom Scar, if you see this, Tom Scar's law, I guess. I love you and thank you for the video. So we just met Tom Scar. Honest, genuine bucket list type of shit. Got a selfie with him, got a signed poster, got a video. A happy days.
Giggle with him.
We had he's a gem. So that adrenaline rush has been enough now that we probably sleep well tonight and we're just ready for the day.
Yeah.
So we're gonna utilize the privileges we got of not necessarily being early now, because obviously it is opening, but it is still priority entry for a bit.
Yeah.
So I can be chill now.
And people are travelling in, they're going to be later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh, Tinashe did ring me whilst I was in the queue, and I had to hang up because I was about to do the selfie, so I'm going to ring him back. I was looking for Invincible for some reason, you know.
What's up, man? What's up, man? What's up, dog?
The collab that you've all been waiting for. The live streams.
Wait, hold on. What's up, guys? What's up, beautiful people? You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that the beautiful name? Is it?
You know what I'm saying?
And that's right, the first person that I know from the Tokyo community that we met in person was Tinashe, aka Alpha Kings 123. Which actually, tell a lie. One of the first things we did when we were walking around was we saw Lupin J. So my bad. Lupin J was the first person we saw. The only reason I forgot about that is because we were just walking, he legged it up to us, he was like, hey, we fist bumped, and then we had to go somewhere, he had to go somewhere, we met back up later on. And it's a really surreal and cool moment when you get to meet the people who you've spoken with. I've done collabs with Tinashe and a bunch of other creators on this channel that I got to meet this weekend, and it was just awesome. And as creators, we got access to an exclusive creator room, which you can see in this beautiful B-roll. And it wasn't a huge room, but it did have a massive balcony, which we spent most of our time on, if I'm being honest. It was just a really nice room to air out because it was a balcony so you could be outside, and it was just quieter. It was a nice area, and we played into it. It was good. We also drank a lot of bubble tea. We had like 2 per day. So we just popped to a stall because there was a Power Rangers exclusive box, and there was some more stuff than just Mighty Morphin, but it wasn't all that much. But yeah, we just met Eddie Bowley, which is like, I mean, if you're meeting Tom Scar, you're meeting Eddie Bowley. Got some stuff signed, absolute lovely man. And we've split off from everybody, and we're just here to look now and to chill. So we're just chilling back in the creator room, which is just nice. We were out on the balcony earlier as well, and it's just chill enough that it's like no one's in each other's way. I don't know, it's great. So just to call back to me looking through that Power Rangers box just then, the thing is with MCM Comic Con is that there were Power Rangers there. There were 3 Power Rangers. Steve Cardenas, Karen Ashley, and Walter Jones, aka Rocky, Aisha, and Zach. And obviously, if you listen to the start of the video, there was an interaction with one of them. And I'm not going to say who just yet, but we'll get onto that. It was very hard to find anything that wasn't Mighty Morphin. In this box, there was a couple of things. I believe there was the Yellow Lost Galaxy Ranger Zord. There was a couple of Thunder Zord legs, the Griffin and the Unicorn. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Ended up finding an SPD Ranger. But for the most part, what you're going to find is MMPR stuff. So stay tuned till the end of this video when I do my haul and show you the stuff I got, which wasn't MMPR related. There was some that wasn't. We started to roam the floors for a bit. We had realized we'd only really stayed in the North Hall, so we wanted to go across and check out the South Hall. And that is when something crazy happened, which kind of expected, kind of didn't. Guys, it has finally happened. We've located. Get attention.
Hello, world. How are you doing? I dyed my hair yellow.
Because we were just sat and chilling, and we made a couple of videos for Keza.
Like a bubble gum. Take that. I'll take that. Yeah.
Stay tuned next week for more BTS.
Behind the scenes.
And we've all just been chilling. However, Tinashe has just informed us that Andre the Black Nerd is here. And if I don't get to see him before the end of this trip, I will be livid. Got Lupin J.
Hello.
Big Twitter, what's the word, not user, but
Yeah, Twitter user.
Twitter creator. Right. And then a photobomb from Kizachi.
I didn't know such thing.
We're also with a bunch of other people, but they're ahead and talking, and I'm not going to bother them. Oh my god, it's Sentai Guy. Hello. It's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god!
And that was all I had filmed for the Friday. The Friday was great. It was a nice sort of welcoming to MCM. It was a quieter day, which was nice. After the con, we met with Keza Henshin and Sentai Guy with two of his friends called Jack and Tom. And we just went to a pizza place and then to a bar called NQ64. It was like a retro games bar. We had some fun. It was quite chill though. We ended up leaving by like 11:30. We were fully prepared to be up very early to go to the con the next day. But it was nice to just chill with these creators and have a good time. And I mean, off the back of it, we've pretty much all spoken once a day since the con ended. So it was definitely a night of origins. We are back for the Saturday of peach. Well, the strawberry bubble tea has been acquired. It's a lot more packed today, as expected. We're just gonna vibe, we're gonna have a good time, and hopefully find 100 medals.
Tension da!
Oi! Dino Bacula!
Keep holding, keep holding!
Oh my god!
Keep holding! Kiro, tension! Ora, check! Chenja!
I did that as well, so the button wouldn't even, and it still did. Saturday was nuts. Like I said, this is my first MCM experience. Every other Comic Con I've been to has been on a much smaller scale than this. And I'm sure there'll be lots of Congos in the comments being like, if you didn't like that, you should see this. Or like, you know, this was quiet for a Saturday. And I get that. I'm not the most social person as is. It just was what it was. We still had a good time. I planned on meeting the Power Rangers that day and I didn't. Me and Yu-Gi-Oh! Ended up even going back to our hotel early just because we knew we were going out that night and we had another day and we were just like, we need some chill time. But we were there for a good couple of hours, at least like 6 hours we were there. So, and this, along with the day before, is primarily the day that we did most of our filming, especially for Keza Henshin. That woman made a lot of TikToks. You should go check them out. I'm in most of them. But some time had passed, I watched some Super Sentai on my laptop, and we were ready to go back out because we were all meeting up for another meal. We went out for some Chinese food, a bigger group of us this time. Let me try and get everybody right. We had Keza, Sentai Guy, Jack, and Tom. We had Keza's friend T, we had Lupin J, we had Maestro, we had Psychos, and I want to say that's it. But now I'm scared that I've forgotten someone. Bro, I'm so hungry I could eat Daz reviews right now. Some of us then went home and some of us then stayed out. We just went to a pub that was close to the hotel that me and Yu-Gi-Oh! Was staying in, and we just sat, we had some chats. There was a couple of shots that went around. I didn't take any because fuck tequila. But we had a good time, and then at one point I was charged £60 for a pint, which resulted in me spending about 20 minutes at the bar whilst they fixed it, and had to get a refund, which didn't come in until like a day later. But they gave me the pint for free in the end. So, in London, that's a win. And unfortunately, this is the last night that we saw Sentai Guy, Tom, and Jack as they were leaving early on the Sunday morning. So we said goodbye to them, went back to the hotel, and just tried to decompress everything from that Saturday, just to have a good Sunday. And this is where the Power Ranger shenanigans starts. I haven't done much like this filming today, but I have done a lot of Instagram stuff. So if you guys don't follow on Instagram, then do that. But we're finally exploring the top half of the southwest of the con, which we didn't do at all the last 2 days. There's a One Piece booth there.
We're missing out on, by the way, by not watching One Piece. Units like that.
So I'm not going to name which ranger it was. Obviously, you know out of which 3 it could be, but I'm not going to name them. I was like, okay, I want to meet these rangers. I already met David Joe, Amy Joe Johnson. I was like, I want to get a full set. I want to get a full team. So I walk up to this ranger. I shake their hand. The line is empty. And I'm like, hi, big fan. I'd love to get a selfie. Obviously, you got to pay for this stuff. I knew I had to pay, but I was like, can I get a selfie? They were then like, how about you throw in an autograph as well? I was like, maybe. I don't know. And they were like, it's only this much more. And I was like, that is not an only price to me, but okay, we'll consider it. They start to get up so I can take the selfie. And the person next to them goes, oh, by the way, it's cash only. Now, I ain't carrying any cash. Every vendor there does card. And I know I should have maybe had some cash, but I definitely wouldn't have had that much in cash anyway. And I was like, okay, maybe I can go grab cash. And they then point me in the direction of the cash machines. And now I've been told that there were other cash machines there. But the one that I found was a £10 withdrawal fee. And there was not a chance that I was spending £10 to withdraw about £70 to take a selfie and get an autograph, unfortunately. And the thing is that this ranger was the cheapest ranger. And I was like, it's only going to get more expensive from there. So I did have to sacrifice getting photos with the rangers. It wasn't necessarily a them thing. Like, I get it. I feel like they were taking cash only for a specific reason, but I get it. That's not on them. So I forfeit the photo. It is what it is. I didn't get to see them, but I got to shake that ranger's hand. So that's, you know, that's in the books. We pretty much then spent the rest of the day chilling with Keza, with Jay, with Maestro, and we just had a fun time. There wasn't too much to it. We even filmed some more content towards the end of it. Again, check out Keza Henshin's socials, Instagram, TikTok. We did a really cool Yaraka video, which came out really well, and it was just a good time. We then said goodbye to everybody else, and me and Yugi-Jo went back to the hotel. Pretty sure we ordered some food, and then we just watched Superhero Time. It was a Sunday, so we got to watch Comrade Agab, we got to watch Go Juju, and it was a bit of fun. And that was MCM 2025, or at least the May one, because there'll be another one in October. And I had an absolute blast, if you couldn't already tell. There were some ups and downs, there were some shaky moments, but just for the people I got to meet and the further connections I got to build. And of course, like I said, we now have the Comic Con haul. I did spend a little bit of money in Comic Con, you know, most of it was on the food and the travel around London as is, but I did get some cool stuff, some from MCM vendors, some from just other people, so let's take a look. This 1995 Blue Ninjetti figure from that infamous Power Rangers box. I got the blue one because, well, Billy. This Goldar figure from a Power Rangers mystery box. These signed Eric VHS covers, along with these two signed Eric posters. I got this Mind Turtle Astro movie pin, along with this Kyoryuger or Dino Charge pillow. And then not from a vendor, but somebody at the con, I got this Boon Red figure art, and he also gave me some free Gokaiger Ranger keys. Thank you, Psychos. And whilst I didn't get them at the con, when I returned home, I did get these Q Ranger figures, so I thought I'd add them. Thank you for checking out this different vlog style video. Thank you to our Super Dynamo Patreon Sarah Jane, and if you enjoyed this content, then please consider subscribing and checking out the other content on the screen right now.